You're listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Matt Burns, and we are live for this week's episode of the Burning Truth broadcast. We would like to apologise for the slight delay that we've been experiencing, but we have been experiencing some technical difficulties. Now, this week it's just going to be myself, without my usual co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goth. So unfortunately, it's just me going solo. And just to state, this should be a bit of a smaller episode than usual. This is due to because of some also, aside from the technical difficulties, there's some health reasons in regards to it, because unfortunately I'm actually not exactly 100% myself. At the moment in time, and in fact, I even had to miss a wrestling show that I was originally booked for yesterday, which was United Wrestling. However, I have got it on good authority that the show went really well, without a hitch, packed standing, and the show went really, really well, including having some of the top talent people there, like Scott Skyler, Big Rich, and Tommy Taylor. They also had some surprise returns for the wrestling, if I'm not mistaken. They had a return of Charles Kelsey, the man who always screams winner, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was somebody by the name of Richard Lees returning to the squared circle, which is great to see. Great to hear about if he has returned to wrestling. Good on him. Well happy that he's back to wrestling. Hopefully it shouldn't just be a one-off thing. Hopefully it could be a bit of an ongoing situation where he'll be back for matches, and I'm pretty sure that the United crowd will be more than happy to welcome him back. Now, this week I want to do some quick talk about current events, like this Sunday being the Royal Rumble for WWE, with Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, that dynamic, Seth Rollins and Jordan versus The Bar, Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, then the Men's Royal Rumble and the Women's Royal Rumble. It should be very interesting event for WWE. I do believe that they have been doing some interesting stuff with some of the mixed matches, and whatnot, but I haven't been able to keep up to date on that, unfortunately. But from what I gather, it is getting strumming up some interest, but it's supposedly meant to be non-canon to the the main storylines of WWE. So we'll have to see how that goes. However, I still got my prediction on Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman being the eventual winners. Now, even though we have got, technically, instead of this Sunday, we'll be saying this Sunday, it's actually tomorrow with the Royal Rumble being there. Tonight, we should actually be having WWE, the next NXT Takeover Philadelphia, which should have some interesting matches, which should, it should actually have some big matches, which, if I'm not mistaken, involves Cassius Ohno versus Velveteen Dream, the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of the Pain, NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, and Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, Extreme Rule match, and the main event is NXT Champion Andre Cien Almas versus Johnny Wrestling, or should I say Johnny Gargano. Now, personally, my actual own views on this will be the fact that I think Velveteen Dream will beat Cassius Ohno, over Ember Moon keeping the NXT Women's Championship, The one match I'm not too sure on is the Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. I'm going to assume Aleister Black to take the win on this one, and then to end the night off, Johnny Gargano not to win the NXT Championship, but be close. He'll be very, very close. I would say, I'll go as far as to say that he gets robbed of winning the match in some dirty finish somehow. So Andre Cien Almas will scrape the win to basically come out the victor. Now, these are just predictions, not actual results. So it'd be quite interesting to see how they actually play out in regards to it. Now, with the Rumble matches happening on Sunday, I'm expecting some big surprise entrance for both the men and the women's. The one thing I'm not too sure on if they will be there is possibly Lita. Supposedly she was meant to be at Raw 25. However, when it came to announcing some of the historic figures for the women's division, it was very apparent that when her name wasn't mentioned, is there some sort of reason? We don't know in regards to this, but I did expect Trish Stratus to be involved somehow, involved with it. It is, but also with WWE for the women's Rumble match as well. Supposedly, Ronda Rousey is stating that she isn't going to be making a Rumble debut, as she will be out of the area doing a film. Now, there's been reports of Ronda, going for a meeting with Triple H potentially and whatnot, but who knows? But then again, in this in the entertainment business, they're playing it close to the chest. If it is that she does become a debut, and a lot of people can say, "Oh, she lied about it," I'm sorry, but you want to be entertained. You want to be thrilled. You want to, expect the unexpected, and that can't happen if everybody knows what's happening. So they may have to tell a bit of a white lie here and there. So it'll be great news if she does actually turn up. If not, at least then they can turn around and say, well, she did state she's recording a movie. Now, at the moment, there's also been talk, this is for after the Rumble, will there be a women's chamber match before WrestleMania 34? There's only one way of knowing. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Could be very much another first there, but for the time being, I wouldn't mind seeing a women's elimination chamber match. However, they're going to have the hands quite full in regards to building up for the WrestleMania 34. And that all depends on who is going to be winning. Now, another thing that's been quite interesting is recently on the bookies betting sites, at one point, Daniel Bryan was a massive odds-on favourite to become the Royal Rumble winner. Now he's gone back down to 50 to 1. Is that the bookies trying to do some trolling, I wonder, or trying to get sneak in, getting a few snarky fans who were big massive Daniel Bryan fans into their back pocket? Who knows? But only time will tell. But at the moment, there's supposedly like Roman Reigns, Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, John Cena, who are like in the top 10 favourites to win this match. Now, moving on from that, I'm going to explain one thing to do with British wrestling, which is we were actually recently in the past when we were at the last Academy show for the Anniversary 2 show. What wasn't known is there was actually a bit of a segment being recorded after the show was all said and done, which has been released. The segment has, which is under the Academy Wrestling Aftermath. Now, in the first episode, I hosted this episode, myself, and I had the the luxury of being able to speak with the brand new Academy Pro Wrestling champion, Luke Basham, and also with him was Joey Sanchez, who unfortunately became the former UKWA champion, or also known as the King of the Kingdom champion. He's now the former champion. Hopefully, that won't be for very long and whatnot. But if anyone wants to see the interview, please check it out on the academy.tv. On there, as it's on there. But if in case you can't find it on there, you can find a link to it either through the Burning Truth YouTube channel, which should be under a playlist, or under another playlist, which should be under the UKWFZ page as well, which is under ukwfz.tv, and that should be under a playlist on there as well. So give them a check. So if you can't find it on the Academy Wrestling page, check on either one of the ones I just suggested, and you will hopefully find it. And it's an interesting listen. Anybody who is interested in, because we get down straight to the nitty gritty, and talking about how the matches went, how they feel they did, and what they're hoping to lead into. So I do recommend checking that out. Now, also on top of that, the Burning Truth has got some interesting news. Last week we announced that we were getting some official TBT t-shirts created. They've actually arrived, so we do actually have all sorts of different sizes and whatnot. However, if anybody is interested in purchasing one, you will have to message us on Facebook or email, which is at you can either email us at theburningtruth@outlook.com, or if necessary, you can use the message box on www.theburningtruth.co.uk and clicking on contact us and using that message box to contact us. The reason why is because at the moment we are only if you are interested in a t-shirt, you'll have to be able to show that we are attending potentially. So hopefully we should be getting a list out soon of certain shows that we are attending, and if not, we'll try and make some sort of arrangement where we can organise a meet-up so you can purchase the t-shirt. Now, all t-shirts that we do actually sell are actually being sold at £8 each, just to make you all aware. And this is only for a limited time at the moment. We are just doing this as a trial run. So if they do sell well, hopefully we will be getting more, and possibly maybe even eventually getting it so we can actually take orders online and being able to get them shipped to your location. But at the time being, it's just for, at the moment, just for, if you see it at shows, we should have them with us. Once they're gone for the time being, until possibly if we're all sold out and we can get the next batch already ordered. And with that, I think that's going to be a bit of a quick wrap up. I know this has been a bit of a short episode. I do apologise for that. I know I want to do some more bigger news and whatnot. Like, for example, I'll just mention... Actually, I won't end it there. There is one thing I wanted to mention, which is to do with the Enzo Amore. We actually announced it on our Facebook that Enzo was initially first suspended, and then within less than 24 hours after that was actually released from the WWE. Now, some people might be suspecting, is it because the claims are true and whatnot? However, that might not be the case. The reason for the release is because supposedly Enzo might have known about this investigation for a long since it's been ongoing, which was possibly back in October, and because he hasn't made WWE aware of it directly himself, when it became pretty much released to the public, WWE didn't know about it, so they've instantly suspended him, and then decided on it that he should be released because they didn't make them aware, which could have done some damage to their image. Now, some people are reporting that instead of him actually being suspended, he was actually instantly released in regards to it. They just put him under a suspension just for the time being, just in case, and then released him within less than 24 hours. Now, that could have been like a bit of a knee-jerk reaction in regards to it. Now, we don't, until more is actually revealed in regards to the situation, we will not be continuing on with this story unless more information is given. Possibly at the moment it's a bit of the scenario with saying with the Rich Swann situation, which he's currently suspended but he has not been released. However, if the facts do actually come out true for Rich Swann in regards to his investigation, he will most likely be released by the WWE, as they both stated in both cases. They do have an actual zero policy in the nature of the in the nature of what the cause is for the lawsuits and everything, with the police being involved in both them cases. Now, I think that's going to be a bit of a wrap up there for this week's episode. I know it's been a short one. I do apologise. It's all because of me being unwell myself and whatnot, and we've been having technical difficulties. So I would like to apologise for that. So hopefully we will be back here next week at the usual time without difficulties. And I want to give a massive shout out to Team 4-Star, Botchamania, Changes for Healthy Minds. Definitely recommend that one. So if do check that website out if you feel that you need any help, or if you feel that somebody else needs help, because you never know. I want to give a shout out to JG Printing, which you can find them on Facebook, and also a channel that is on YouTube as well, which is called Barely Average Studio, which is a gaming channel, which I do find quite interesting, and an actual colleague who I've known for numerous years, and who one of them used to be a wrestler as well, and I've been up against him. Talented guy, and great gamer as well. So give them a check out. I'd much appreciate it. So with that, I'm gonna have to say catch you till next week. So till then, check out your local wrestling, and also, and as we state, I'll probably catch you either at the next review, the next interview, or the next broadcast. So till then, stay well and stay safe. Catch you later.